Hello and welcome, I'm on Fan and today I want to showcase my first turn Shard Buster deck. The goal of the deck to get Shard Buster out on turn 1. There isn't really any great benefit of that because the difference between getting on turn 1 and turn 2 is not that huge. If you go first, it doesn't matter at all. If you go second, well, on your first turn you can attack with Shard Buster. And potentially get quite a bit ahead. And to do this setup, we utilize Claire's ability to put down an extra gem, so that's our second gem of the turn. Then we utilize two reflectors on two different heroes to copy Claire once more, well, twice more, to get 4 gems total. And get them all on LEIHLANI and then put down Shard Buster. We are using Francisco to move the gems around first over to Fiona and Isabel, who can then search out the 2 reflectors, use reflector once to put a gem on LEIHLANI, who then pulls all the gems, use the second reflector and then the 4th gem onto her, and then we can blend Shard Buster. Fiona and Isabel secures us the 2 reflectors, but we have to draw into the 4 gems. There has to be 4 different gems. And we also have to draw into the Shard Buster. We do have Bishop to help us get into some of the gems, but we have to start with both Lucio and Pyro and Cryo to get there at all. To help us, we have Collects, Draws, Gem Search, Super Blend Searches, and Super Draws to make it help it make it a bit more consistent. But it definitely can fail. So let's get into it. And I don't recommend putting LEIHLANI up in center because that's where the opponent typically has their attacker, and Shard Buster does have a negative effect, so whenever they attack you, they are allowed to draw an additional card. Fiona's Isabel's one attack helps, but it doesn't matter overall. So we do have a decent start. I think I would mulligan this hand, though we do have access to the Super Blend Search into our Shard Buster. We have Reflector we can use in the Super Draw. I just don't think the likelihood of getting into both a Cryo and a Capro or the gem blends we need is that high, but let's try it out. 1, 2, 3. And speaking of the devil, that's all we needed. Alright, so let's start with the LUCIOGEM onto Claire, activating her ability to put a CRYOGEM onto Francisco. Francisco pulls the LUCIOGEM on 1, and then the second go onto 2, onto Fiona and Isabel, and then the third, the CRYOGEM onto Fiona and Isabel. With Fiona and Isabel, we search out our 2 reflectors, put down 1 and 1 in hand, then we copy Claire's ability to get down, let's say, a PYROGEM onto LEIHLANI. And then you use a LEIHLANI's ability to pull all the gems onto her. Deblending a reflector. Then we utilize our second reflector and gets around the once per turn limit because Fiona and Isabel cannot use reflector anymore, but LEIHLANI is free to do so. And so we get a CAPROGEM onto her. Deblend, then use the Super Blend Search to search out our Shard Buster. And you have it, and quite nicely. It's not securely, like it's not always going to happen, but it's very, very likely. Like most of the times when I set this up, I actually managed to do it. I don't know if that's just statistics insecurity because I haven't done it a lot of times. But anyway, it's not that difficult to set up. I do worry that the full powerfulness of the deck is not that great. The opponent is likely going to soon, like into round 2, probably going to outcompete Shard Buster, manage to get some defenses up, or even just shuffling you back to the back line. Like, you're going to lose so much momentum getting Shard Buster to the back because the deck doesn't have a way of putting in enough abilities to get you out of that position, because it's so highly focused on just getting Shard Buster on turn 1. You can use Hail Dominator, which has access to Shifter, but it doesn't have access to Bishop. And it also has to be in center stage, but it doesn't have a negative effect where if the opponent attacks into you, they draw a card. And it has defenses, but it has to be in center position to get the extra attack bonus. But you do get access to Shifter, I suppose. And I think that's the criticism of the deck. I think it's really fun, it's really interesting, and it's quite like mind-blowing that you can do this, but I don't think it works as a deck per se in today's meta. And yeah, you can do the same with Usher in a Nocturna Aqua variant to get Slipknotter. There we go. Out, and I think that's the only one that's really beneficial to do it with. You can do a variation where you only get 3 gems and get Powder Angel out on turn 1 as well. I think that's much more beneficial, and because it's level 3, you have a lot more room to get around with what you can stuff into the deck, and you can add Angel and stuff. So I think like the whole idea is quite interesting, but I think it just has a few issues that can be utilized by the opponent to like set you back again. And I think that's all I have to say about that. Very fun deck, very interesting, but in general I don't think it's that strong when it comes down to it. But thank you for watching and have a good day.